Is day 33 of living a creative life. I'm Zach and I run Like Really Creative. I It's also day 3 of the 31-day creative energy challenge, and I went on a 10-minute walk today and watched a little bit of a master class and felt great. I mean, walking truly does like give me energy instead of like hoping that I'll get more energy from coffee, which doesn't ever help when it's like one o'clock. It just makes me feel more tired. But today I interviewed the very talented Rachel Maxann. Rachel is a vocalist, performer, musician, and therapist, and I wanted to pick her brain about clients that she's had that are artists or creative and what she mostly sees, like what issues they struggle with the most. And she said self-doubt and the need for validation. And I was like, check. And I asked her, I was like, well, how do you teach your clients, or what kind of techniques do you use to help them come to terms with self-doubt and the need for validation? And she said with self-doubt, it usually starts with self-reflection and finding things that you don't doubt about yourself or things you're very proud about yourself and focusing on those things. And with validation, like as artists, we need to feel validated. We want our work to be seen. We want to put our work out there and make a career out of it. And to make a career out of something, you have to have public validation in order to get monetary gains. And these, I'm talking as artists that want to be a full-time artist and like pay their bills with their art. And she said, if sometimes the validation can go to a darker place, and she will ask them, she's like, well, let's explore where that comes from. Why do you think there's such a big need to be validated? And for me, oh God, like everything revolved around external validation. I grew up in a environment, in a school system, in a city, not a city, but a little town that did not celebrate creativity. I was mocked for being creative, and like constantly I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do any kind of project without someone leaving a mean comment. And it's almost a need for me to prove myself, to show them like, yeah, I can do this, and yeah, people are giving me positive attention because you never gave me positive attention. And it's just like human need to belong. Belonging is so important. It's part of biology. It's who we are. We want to belong. It's needed for survival. And isolation just kills art. And I'm exploring that phrase more about isolation and how creativity is nothing without community. You can be creative in isolation, and that could be healing for you, but in order to take it a step further and to have creative consistency and creative confidence, you really need other people to soak up from, to learn from, to have diverse points of view. And in terms of self-doubt, like I deal with that on a daily basis. I doubt, like if these videos are worth it, if I'm like putting in the effort, and like, but I don't care. I like making these videos. I have fun making music. I used to have fun making visual art, like large scale visual arts, but it's kind of waned a little bit. And I'm still in fear about writing consistently. I'm doubting my abilities to write, and I need to stop comparing myself to other writers. I have my own voice. I love my poetry, but sometimes with my fiction, I'm like, could this be better? Am I not putting in enough effort? It's painful sometimes to sit down and write fiction because it's like I'm second guessing every sentence, and I'm like, ugh, I'm just gonna have to go back and like completely rewrite this, and like thinking about how tedious it's gonna be. And yeah. So other than that, I had a really good day. I generated some ideas. I learned about some new artists. Like, I knew about Richard Hamilton, but I learned more about Richard Hamilton, who started like the British pop art scene, and then Philip Guston, and who was an abstract expressionist, and then later on he moved on to be more of like a satirist, and some really good work. And with that, I would like to say thanks for being creative.